Welcome aboard, guys. Thank you for joining in on this video here. This is going to be gameplay of The Mound, available on Steam, and it's a part of Steam's next fest of demos, which is pretty cool. I love a good demo, or get a good demo for a game before I even purchase. But let's get into it. If you ever play like Dead by Daylight, Lethal Company, stuff like this is a very unique game. But I want to kind of say this: my first impressions, and I get it, it's a demo, wasn't really all what I expected to be. And yes, I'm going to cut straight to the point. It isn't really as good as I thought, but I get it. It's a demo. But the concept is you are a part of like a search team, or you play as explorers going on to a crazy like island or jungle. The theme of it is the whole Lovecraft, Cthulhu, very just weird concept. And the game kind of focuses on not so much on like horror and scary creatures, but there are some scary creatures, yes. But it also too is a multiplayer co-op solo also as well, which I do like because I play solo. But like I said, the game kind of focuses on like hallucinations, just weird events. And the more you travel into the jungle, because you are searchers and explorers finding treasures and having to bring it back, which is kind of cool concept. Yes, if you are playing as a solo like I am, I don't know, during the demo, and I'm hoping the game really isn't necessarily like that, it was kind of like a slow pace. Felt like it was slow for me. There wasn't much going on. I'm sure if you had a party of more than one player, that you would be able to kind of communicate and talk and try to find things, and each and every one of you kind of like explores the island differently and be able to have more of a, I don't know, better experience, if you will. But the idea of the game, like I said here, is you go into different parts of the world in the maps and visit islands that either during the day or at night, and you just pretty much select your weapons or what you're going to be bringing with you while you go on the going to explore the islands. But like I said, if you play like Dead by Daylight and games like that, you kind of get the whole kind of concept. But I wouldn't say is it super scary. I mean, not so much. It was a little bit of a slow pace, but again, I guess the whole idea about it is to kind of give you that weird, isolated, you're in a jungle, it's a forest, and you're just out there, kind of weird ideas and what's going to be lurking behind the bush or trees, or what's coming out at you. So yeah, there's that, which just kind of gives it a weird twist. And I do like the whole idea that you get the ocean or lake is just very secluded. You definitely kind of get that vibe, and the way you move around, the mechanics is kind of clunky. Again, it is a demo, so it is a work in progress, as it shows up there in the right corner. But yeah, I don't know, it just felt like it was a little off. And one of the biggest things that I kind of noticed with this gameplay is the whole inventory system. So if you are collecting items throughout the island there, you have to bring it back to that carriage, and you can call for the carriage if it gets separated. But the amount of things that you have to kind of singly do one by one, and as you knew, I guess if you were carrying like certain weapons, maybe one or two items, sure, then your inventory slots will be a little bit more easier to manage. But still, the amount of times I had to like kind of like go back and dump an item just to free up spots, because I'm collecting more. Because the more you collect, the better XP, the more of value of the items that you bring back, in terms of like the cost that helps you progress into like the missions or the area you are exploring, because you do have goals that you sign off on in the game, which is kind of cool, I guess. But still, it just feels very clunky to it. And then the combat and the mechanics, I do hope they improve to this, because it just, like I said, it was super clunky in the demo. But again, it is a demo. Overall, the game does seem kind of cool if you like to pair up with like other teammates, or especially if you do have other friends or anybody that would play this kind of game. That'd probably be a little bit more fun in the experience versus being a solo player. But again, the whole idea is kind of cool, but nonetheless, I just feel like it was a little off. It wasn't really all there. So hopefully it does come back with a better full release of the updates of the overall gameplay. And even like running in through the sand. And I kind of take it this way. Maybe because you are running through sand, it's not like you're running like super fluid, if you will, compared to like running on like solid grounds, if you will. So it was just very slow when he was running. I'm like, oh my God, are we ever going to get there? So not the great mechanics in terms of running and movement. But yeah, like I said, hopefully it fixes. But overall, the concept, again, if you like Lovecraft, horror, just weird events, then this might be a kind of a game for you. And if you like playing this style of games, then yeah. But let me know in the comments here if you're looking to play this demo, or if you have played a demo, what your thoughts about it too as well. And thank you again for hitting that sub button and engaging and supporting the page. Until the next video, I'll see each and every one of you around. Take care and game on.